Hey, this is Pastor Andy, and welcome to Kids Corner. Hey everybody, we're glad that you're all here at Kids Corner, and it's going to be a great time. Man, I am telling you what, I am so pumped, and you don't know why I'm pumped to be here? Okay, well, I'll tell you why I'm pumped. I'm pumped to be here because this is going to be amazing. That's right. All right, so the first thing you need to do before you start training for a race is commitment. And we know that commitment is making a plan and putting it into practice. That's right, you do the hard work. We all know that it takes commitment to do all sorts of things, like your homework, right? I don't know about you, but I have to have a really quiet place that I walk in, nicely lit, so I don't fall asleep. Okay, enough about homework. But playing on a sports team, you know you can't just walk out there and start kicking a ball. You have to learn how to play as a team, right? Drawing a masterpiece with chalk on your driveway takes some work. You have to plan it out first, right? And then maybe running a race like a 5K. I remember I ran a 10K not too long ago. It was so much fun. And but I had not planned as well as I thought I did. And boy, did my knees hurt at the end of that race. Oh my goodness. Well, we need commitment though, just like we do with the race, or just like we do when we're playing on a sports team. We need a commitment in our relationship with God too. So we need to make a plan to put it into practice so that we can grow more and more like Him. It's going to be an exciting story, and we're going to really start to learn what it means to run the race.
Happy May, everyone. I'm so excited to be here with you today. And just like Pastor Andy said earlier, this month, the month of May, is all about commitment. And just as a review, we know that commitment is making a plan and then putting it into practice. Now, any runner will tell you, Miss Christina, she ran a marathon a few falls ago, so she could really tell you that you have to put in a commitment ahead of time. She just didn't show up for those 26.2 miles. No way. She was ready. She trained, and she put in the work ahead of time so that she could do her very best on that race day. Now, you know, running isn't a new thing. It's actually, that's right, it's in the Bible. It's been around. And even the Apostle Paul used it as an example in one of his letters that he wrote to the church in Corinth. So let's look at what Paul wrote in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24. It says, "Don't you know that the runners in a stadium all race, but only one receives the prize? Run in such a way as to win that prize." Now, we've got a little bit of spoiler alert here, right there. Paul wasn't giving the Corinthians actual advice about running. He was talking about something much bigger than that. But to best understand what he was telling them, let's start by looking at what it actually is and what it actually takes to run a real race. Now, the first thing that you actually need to do is you need to plan. That's right, you gotta plan. You gotta get ready. You have to get pumped up, and this plan helps you prepare, and it helps you stay on track when things get hard and you feel like giving up. Now, once you have your plan, it's time to move. Oh yeah, you gotta move. You've gotta move. You've gotta get ready. And you have to be ready to see what it's like when you're out there. You might be doing long runs. You might be doing short runs. You'll probably even be doing some strength training too. You might be lifting weights, doing push-ups, pull-ups. All those things are actually gonna help you. And since you'll be moving so much, this brings us to another thing you need to do. It's a fun part for many of us, and that's fuel. That's right. That's right. Now, as you know, just like a car on the highway when you're driving all the way to church. Some of you live in Springfield. Some of you guys live way out in Fairfax or other places. When you're driving to church, you've got to put fuel in that car. And you've got to do that for yourself, or you're going to run out of energy super fast. You have to fill up with lots of water and then healthy foods, you know, bananas and string cheese and all those things that will help fuel your body. Now, here's the next part. This is another fun one. Next, you need to rest. That's right. We have to give ourselves a little break when we're training hard, when we're running, when we're doing weights, when we're walking and doing hikes. We have to really give our body the rest that we need to recover and to get stronger. So, now that we kind of saw what it's like, let's see, well, what matters most. So we have to plan, we have to move, we have to fuel, and we have to rest. Now that's how you train. Now that's how you go to, if you really want to win that prize. Running a race takes a lot of commitment and hard work. But remember, the kind of training Paul was talking about was something much bigger and even more important than running a race. So let's look at what he said next in that chapter in 1 Corinthians. In the next verse, verse 25, he says, all who take part in the race, they train hard. They do it to get a crown that will not last, or maybe a medal, or oranges, or things like that. But we do it to get a crown that will last forever. Let's think about that for a minute. We are all of us, all of you watching, all of those that are able to come on Sunday, Pastor Andy, all our small group leaders, your moms, your dads, your aunts, your uncles, we're all running this race. And we're trying to get to that finish line. Life is a race. It's a journey. And you know what the neat thing about it is? That we are on this race, we're with Jesus. We are all on this race with Jesus. Yes, we are. It's the finish line that is like it's forever with Jesus. That's my favorite part, thinking about that. I'm on my way eventually to heaven. And life with Jesus is like what Paul wrote in his letter. It's the crown that will last forever. And that means our life matters. Your life matters. Right here, right now. Every single step along the way, every time you wake up and stretch, every single day that goes by matters. And if we want to run the race well, then we need to live out what matters most. And how are we going to find that out? That's right, from Jesus. What is the most important thing Jesus said? Now, it is this, and I know many of you guys know this. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul. Love Him with all your mind. This is the first and most important commandment. And you know what the second one is? That's right. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. So we know that we love the Lord our God. We do that. And we love others. And we have that. That's what Jesus did. That's what He said is most important. And if we want to do that, guess what? Just like running the race, we need to practice, we need to commit, and we need to have a training plan. And this is really fun. So the first thing that we need to do, we need to hear from God. That's right. Oh yeah, we need to listen to Him. And one way, I think the number one best way that we can hear from God is, that's right, reading our Bible and listening to Him. So we also need to pray. That's right. We need to pray, and it's so wonderful that we can pray to God anytime. It's amazing. We can talk to Him anywhere, anytime, in the car, in our bedroom, wherever we are. We get to talk to Him, and that is so special. But not only can we pray and talk to God and listen, guess what? We can talk about God with other people. That's another important part of the training plan, and that's to talk. Who doesn't like to talk? Well, some people don't, but a lot of us do. Most of us like to talk, and that's the fun part. And we get to tell others about Jesus. And as we practice all those things, we live for God. That's right. So, the great thing is we can practice living for God in every single thing we do. And Jesus said that the most important thing that we can do is love God and love others. We can practice that by living out this plan. Remember, hear from God, pray and talk to Him, talk about Him, and live for Him every single day. And when
Your plans for me are good. You